What has this last day and a half been like for you and for your kids?
Pure torture. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. There's no pain that can compare to having to bury my husband and explain to my kids that their father's been murdered and he's not coming back. Not having no answers, not knowing why, who, for what, you understand? Like, aside from what everybody knows him as an entertainer, he was a family man. He had a wife, he had kids. He's a son, he's a brother, he's a friend. And we just all just trying to find the best way possible to deal with it. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And how was he, how are the children doing? And tell me about the kids.
I don't think, for my daughters who are a little older and they're into social media, I don't think they finally grasp it. They're trying to stay busy with their friends and they don't want to stay home and just think about it. They're trying to keep busy. My son, he's only 4. That's the hardest. Him and his father had a different type of relationship. And for him to wake up this morning asking me why is everybody crying and is it because his daddy died, and I didn't even know he knew that. So I guess from hearing everybody talk about it, he picked it up. And I had to explain to him that, you know, God's angels came and they took him, and he's like, but why? Are they bringing him back? And it's, what do you tell him? He's only 4. Like, how do you explain this to him? And I know it's just gonna get more rough as the days go by and he sees that he's not coming home. And it's hard. It's hard. It's hard being home without him there, knowing that he's never gonna walk in. I don't know, I'm just trying to take it day at a time because it's a lot. It's nothing that I ever imagined that I would have to go through. I could have never prepared for this day.
And you guys have been together for a long time.
Yeah, 13 years, you know. Like I said, everybody knows him as an entertainer, but his private life, he had a wife, he has 3 children. And now we all left trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces. I'm left to, I won't say on my own because I have a huge support system, his family, his friends, my family, my friends, so I'm definitely not alone. But it's nothing like him actually being here. And
How did you get the news that this happened?
I know he went out that night.
He had a show, right, Brooklyn?
He promised me he was coming home. And about 5 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, and when I seen he wasn't home, I started to call him. When I didn't get an answer, I didn't think the worst. I just felt like, you know, maybe he went to the studio or something. That's what he usually likes to do. Shortly, 2 minutes after me trying to call him, I got a call from his manager that the detectives called him and my husband was shot and sent to Jamaica Hospital. I called the detectives and they informed me that they believed that I should come down there with someone and quick. The minute they told me to come with someone, if I was driving, I knew it wasn't good. And of course, when I got there, that's when they told me that he was shot while driving his car. And he passed away before he even got to the hospital. He didn't even have a chance, like. And it's just hard, it's a lot. I've never lost someone this close to me. And for it to be so public makes it 10 times harder to deal with. You have the social media websites, you have the blog sites, everybody's speculating, everybody wants a story to tell, everybody wants to be connected to him some way, somehow, and it's like, I don't take anything away from anybody who's mourning his loss because I know he was an amazing person, and I believe anybody who came in contact with him felt that love from him. You understand? Because he was that jokester, that person that people love to be around. This is why I don't understand how something like this can happen to him. He's not in these streets starting trouble. He don't bother nobody. His main focus was his family and his music. And I've seen him so happy within the last couple weeks, happier than I've ever seen him. And we had so many plans. We had a vacation we was going on next week, and it's just, his son's birthday's coming up, Father's Day's coming up, my birthday's coming up, and now we going through this. It's a lot. It would never be the same. It's a lot.
What was the last thing that you said to him on Saturday?
Oh God, them words play over and over and over in my head. He was home with me all day the night that he went out. Sunday, Saturday. Saturday night, he had a party to go to that he was hosting. He came to me probably about 12:30 at night, asked me if I wanted to go. I was already tired. I told him, just go. I'll see you when you get home. And I was falling asleep while I was talking to him, and he was laughing at me. And his last words was, oh, my baby's tired. And then he said, you sure you don't want to go? And I said, no, babe, go ahead. It's all right. I'll see you when you get home. And he said, all right, I promise I'm coming straight home. I'm not going to do anything after the club. I said, all right. That's why when I woke up at 5, my first initial reaction was to call him, because I just know the club closes at 4, you should be home already. And when I didn't get that response, something just didn't feel right. And this has always been my biggest fear, just because of the industry that he's in, knowing what comes with it. But I just never thought I would go through it. There's no preparing yourself for something like this, for that phone call. And just to be left with that visual of what happened and what was his thoughts when everything was happening, and just nobody being there to help him. It hurts. There's just so many unanswered questions, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. And many people are devastated. He has a huge family, many friends, his children, and we're just all trying to figure this out.
What do you what kind of strength are you drawing on to get through this right now?
My friends, his friends, my family, his family, like they've been at home with me, and they're just trying to make sure that I'm okay and that I'm just taking it day at a time. They're giving me so much support. I couldn't ask for better people to be in my corner right now. I'm trying to stay away from the social media, and as you can get so distracted and caught up in that you just forget everything that's really important. And I just don't want to be bothered with that right now at this point. But yeah, my kids, definitely knowing that I have to be as strong as possible for them is what has helped me stay together. These last 2 days have been hell. Like, I haven't ate, I haven't slept, I haven't thought of anything but what's going on. I don't know how to put my mind to anything else right now.
And what do you think about the person that did this, or the people that did this?
At this moment, it's just, I really don't know what to think. You understand? It's just like, you took this man away from his family, away from his children, over something that I'm more than sure is very senseless, because he hasn't hurt anybody. So I don't see anybody to want to do something so cruel to him. We didn't give him a chance. It was unexpected. I'm sure he didn't see it coming. And just for everybody to have to deal with it in a way it was brought to us, with that 5 o'clock phone call and that visit to that hospital, and now I gotta deal with tons of detectives asking thousands of questions that I have no answers to, and the news reporters surrounding my home, and it's a lot. It's a lot. They're, following my children and snapping pictures of them. And how do you explain all of this to them? To them, he was just dad. He's not Chinx the Rapper. He was their father. They don't understand. And it's a lot.
How do you want people, and we'll let you go because I know you got a lot to deal with. How do you want people to remember him? That people that loved him, because everybody I talked to, from Hot 97 to all the general public and people that were following his career and really rooting for a New York rapper. It's like, how do you want people to remember him in terms of his qualities? Because you knew him better than anybody.
That no matter what he accomplished, he always remained humble. He wasn't a show-off. He wasn't a person that bragged. He didn't try to put others down in the process. He wasn't about that at all. His thing was his family. Doing what he had to do to make sure that his family lived a better life. And that was one of our last conversations was, everything I do is for you and the kids. Like, I want to make sure that we don't live regular. That we give them more than what we had. He was sweet. He was extremely friendly. You understand? He was, like I said, he was a jokester. Like, he made everybody laugh. He was a goofball. And it's sad that we'll never get to have that again. I just thank God that when I last seen him, I remember him having a huge smile on his face because he knew his accomplishments that were set to come forward. Like, his album was about to come out. We had all these plans, and he was happy.
Like, what kind of plans did you all have for yourselves and the kids?
Well, the main one was definitely moving out of New York. Our next goal was buying our house, and we were just waiting for his album to come out. And that's what we were gonna do next. Move out of here to avoid this. Sometimes you just wish if you only moved fast enough, or if you would have been, it's so many what ifs, and I coulda, I should've. I'm trying to get out of blaming myself, feeling like I would have went with him that night. He would have went home.
You can't blame yourself.
I know.
Maybe both of you would have been gone, and then the kids would,
We're just taking it one day at a time, trying to figure it all out.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much.